Hey all, welcome to part 3 of Centaur Air Elemenalist with Ultra Violent 4. We're in Lair 2 at the moment, although we are ready to do our Lair 3. Put up this Komodo dragon, and basically kiting has been the name of the game. Oh, my number pad's not on. Okay, I was trying to move and it was doing numbers, which are my macros. That's not what I meant to do. But yeah, okay, so I was gonna just shock the Komodo dragon, but I guess poisonous vapors works too. What is? Yeah, it's that one. Actually, I've forgotten what my macros are. ZS. That's static discharge. Okay, that makes sense. Right. Okay. Anyway, if you're just joining in, the plan for this one is to do a 15 room game as a centaur, as a mage. It's going okay, I'd say so far. Our Civ piety's gone up pretty quickly actually. So currently we're training some translocations just to get our blink spell a little bit more reliable, which will give us an escape in case we get trapped between things and we can't run. And air magic, because that's going to be our main form of offense for a while probably. And then our shields is almost at 9, which is the break point you need to remove the skill penalty when you have a shield bonus like a centaur does. Cool, let's test this ring. Positive energy. Well, we'll remember to stay alive. That was a Freudian slip. That was obviously my mind telling me that, but I wanted to say stay positive. Very interesting though, that my brain is thinking stay alive. That's probably also, well, we can remember that one too. Both good points to remember when you're playing crawl. Got a new scroll, immolation. Okay, we want to pick those up. I think I've finally fixed my auto config. Yep. So I don't have to every time turn it on. But you should pick these up. They're really good. New scroll again. Okay, summoning. Well, we can just get all these guys to kill stuff in there while we go AFK. This looks like some sort of... How did we even get seen there by the basilisk? Yeah, it looks like a basilisk vault. I'm actually kind of glad that our summoning got pulled out there. And actually, we can help out by airstriking just from the sidelines because it's smite targeted. Okay, let's stay away from the Hydra. Nice. Sergey's saying that he's improved a lot after watching my videos, which always makes me happy to hear. Okay, so we're gonna shoot the Hydra from 2 tiles away rather than 1, so he doesn't random energy and hit us. We learnt that lesson. And I guess we can go airstrike. There's no point doing poisonous vapors because they're poison resistant. Good. Hydras are a lot easier when you can just run away from them. Translocations to 3. That puts our blink at 9%. Still rather go a little bit more. Maybe up to about 5 skill points. It's not really costing us much to train it. A new ring. We left the magic, the positive energy on. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we could walk around with this extra mana that comes from the magical ring, which I think I'm tempted to do, rather than the protection from magic. And then if we see anything that requires it, we can actually put 2 protection from magic rings on. And that will take us, I think, it takes half a turn to take off a ring and half a turn to put one on. So it'll take us 2 turns, but that's okay. It means for our normal everyday walking around kiting stuff like this, we get to have a lot more mana. And it looks like we got Snake as one of them. Which is a blow for poisonous vapors, but a win for not training Ograbs. Because you'd much rather have Ograbs than Spider. where everything's vulnerable. Okay, and shoals. Alright. Shoals is, I don't know. Maybe it's better? I'm not sure. I mean, generally speaking, you'd rather have swamp. But I feel like, because we can't kite centaurs, not centaurs, we are a centaur. Because we can't kite hydras in water, maybe it would be scarier. A Staff of Death is not really one we're interested in. Can we, no, you can't double zap. Can we zap them all? What if we hit them with the, nope, Mephitic Cloud? Yeah, okay, that works. And now I can just cast 700 shocks, or a static discharge. Okay, we're out of mana. We could kite these guys around forever, but we'd probably die of boredom. So I think it's easier just to run away from them, get our mana back, and start again. Should probably chuck in some poisonous vapors while we're at it. Cool. Okay, let's just static discharge it. Okay, apparently this elephant's really strong. So let's kite him. I guess well, 10 AC is not that bad, but I guess it's pretty low. Although we do have 16 shield, which is why I'm kind of just allowing elephants to hit me. 2 potions of haste, cool. In case we want to run even faster. Yeah, against single enemies, we can, I mean, we could kite them and just shock them, but, okay, we're not a Hydra, because that's scary. But having a shield like this, along with a +5 Amulet of Reflection, means that we can very successfully just fight things one-on-one. And then, if we start dying, then we can kite. It's really just laziness though, and also, could be zapping both of these every time. Speaking of laziness. May as well get our value. Sweet. Spellcasting to 8. It's something we're going to train all game. We want as much as we can get. Silly yak. Yep, pushed off the stairs. Alright, so now we begin the amazing race. We'll just do a loop around here with our Centaur speed. Why don't we all grab some stuff too? Just loop back around the stairs and hope we don't get pushed off this time. We did not. Sif Muna gives us a gift, a Book of Unlife. Okay. Animate Dead is always pretty strong, but I feel like that's not really where I want to go with this character. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go into Necromancy. I'd rather play more of a blow things up sort of mage. Plus also, Necromancy, and if you're talking about Animate Dead, is much less useful in the extended game because there are no corpses. I mean, obviously if you went really far into Necromancy, so you went Infestation, then it's good, but yeah. Look at it's just our level 1 spell. We're just shocking things. Just casually zapping things 8 times each with our level 1 shock spell. Should probably just mix it up a bit with some poison vapors every here and there. It's just so silly. On this guy, I think we want to... Yep, use our static discharge. So zzz, zzz. Notice that plants count as valid bounce targets for the static discharge. So I don't know if it's better being next to plants or not. I think it might be better because you want it to keep bouncing, but I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with static discharge. Alright. Let's just get away from the Hydra and we'll go to a new stair. Oh, okay. Let's blink. That's why we're learning the blink spell. Can we get a Mephitic on these guys? Yep. Cool. Alright, I probably should have checked that stair. We just walked. Let's X that out. Yeah. Let's not do that again. Losing all our HP for no great reason. So we don't want to go to that stair. Although we probably cleared everything bad there. And we don't want to go to the Hydra stair. Let's turn our shields off. Now that we're at our shield. I always want to say min delay, but it's obviously not min delay. Our shield breakpoint. How about that? Yeah, that's a bad one. This is the Hydra. Yep. So we'll go to the third stair. That one. And I don't know if we should be training another defensive skill. Maybe dodging to give us some extra survivability. Centaurs are not great at dodging, but at this point it's such a low, I don't know, it's a pretty low skill cost to train some. Yeah, let's get dodging. That's shields. Alright, third stair lucky. Let's give them all the zip zap. This is, I don't know, maybe bordering on foolish to be killing ourselves with static discharge while surrounded by 5 or 6 enemies at a time. Forgot the reminder already to stay alive. That's alright. As always, when things start going bad as a Centaur, you just start booking it. There we go. I guess we can take him up. I don't mind taking 1 round of attacks from a 4-headed Hydra. Maybe not if it were 8. Alright. And this way we get to tank the alligator while killing the Hydra. There's translocations to 5. Let's have a look at Blink. It's at 3%. I feel like that's a lot better. So we'll stop that there. Maybe we'll even focus our spellcasting. That's not something you normally do on a mage. Normally you'd rather have your skills higher than your spellcasting. But just with a -3 aptitude, I feel like we're going to struggle for spell schools and mana this whole game. Yeah, so while we're not in any major need of any particular spell school, I don't mind just sort of pumping that spellcasting for a bit. Okay. Do we have a Wand of Confusion? We do. Alright. So did I not pick that one up? Yep. I guess it's true, we do only need one. Just gives us a hex if we ever meet someone, say a scary unique like Nessos, who's oh, look at this value, who's very easily hexable. But yeah, we don't really need to rely a lot. Let's go back to that spot, that was pretty good. A lot on hex wands to kill things. I've forgotten where it was. Here. Let's not, yeah, accidentally die. Okay, walking back to the stairs. Pretty sure they're faster than us, a wolf. Yep, speed 17, so that's correct. Okay. This guy we can just kite. Good. And I think we can remove these exclusions now. We've cleared out a lot of things from this floor. So many wolves. Ooh, I see an artifact cloak. What's our current cloak? We don't even have one. Okay. Outplayed. Okay, so we don't have identifier scrolls with which to test the cloak. That's a really loud plane. But I'm really curious. Oh, we don't even have remove curse. Okay, never mind. We definitely can't test it then. But I want to know. Okay. We're just standing there dying while shocking him. Being lazy, but that's okay. On to Lair 5. Oh yeah, of course we didn't have remove curse. This is the game without any. Okay. So there's a chance that this cloak could be bad. It could have drain on it, could have other things, but I just want to know. A -6 cloak. Okay, it has RF and it has RN and some extra magic, but yeah. -6. No, I don't think we're gonna do that. Ooh, okay. So this is a dragon themed vault. We're gonna see a lot of steam dragons and a lot of rhyme drakes. Fortunately, we have the ability to airstrike, which is really strong against them because they're all flying. There's usually also a fire dragon in that vault. Okay, so I think we want to put on protection from cold instead of poison resistance for all the rhyme drakes we're going to see. And then when and if we see the fire dragon, we'll put on protection from fire. We have a lot of HP, so there was a Lindworm there, but I'm not super afraid of it. Because even though they do a lot of fire damage, I'm pretty sure that it would be difficult. See? Why can't I poisonous vapors him? It doesn't say he's resistant to poison. Yeah, okay, weird. The spell just wanted to target the plant for some reason. Okay, there we go. We mephitic him, so that should do it. Okay, and then we go airstrike. The lindworms aren't flying. They kind of look like they should be, but they don't fly. And then airstrike. You got to be really careful with this fort. It's a really scary one. The steam dragons hurt, and the rime dragons hurt, rime drakes, and they add up because there are so many in there. Oh, I've cornered us. That wasn't clever. Let's blink. Never mind. I'm the best. There's the fire dragon. Oh, should not have done that. I thought I would just run back upstairs, forgetting of course that there's a hydra chasing us. Okay, so we can't afford to go up here. One more shot from the dragon could kill us, as could the attacks from the hydra. That was a very bad mistake. We have 2 scrolls of blinking though. So I think what we do is we controlled blink as far away from the dragon as possible. That's step 1, so we don't just die to a bolt of fire. And then let's check our options. We don't have digging, so we don't have a nice way to dig back around to the stairs. Maybe we just teleport. I'd really rather not end up in the vault though. We're gonna instantly die. Or anywhere near the dragon will kill us too. 3 potions of heal wounds, that's useful. No magic mapping, so we don't get to map the floor and see if we could maybe run around and avoid all this stuff. I think we just start walking away. Wyverns are, I think, slower than us. Speed 15, okay, they're not, but they can be mephitic. Good. Okay, so that gets that off out of our business. Taking this slowly because we might be about to run into another lindworm or rime drake. Okay, airstrike him. Again, taking this slowly, let's just see if we can stop somewhere down here and rest. Oh, we got a little hidey hole. Okay, that worked out. Alright, they fly, wyverns. So it turns out that the fire dragon has wandered out of the vault and is just wandering around the floor. Okay, I think that means we need to have our ring of fire on as we walk around. We're not going to be vulnerable to cold because we've got a protection from cold ring on. So we're not making ourselves really vulnerable to the rime drakes. But if we see the fire dragon, we won't just lose half our health immediately. See how much extra damage the rime drake does to us though. He's a death yak. So this is a very scary floor. Could try to mephitic them. The odds of that are low though. Well, it worked on 1. They have really high hit dice. Which is also why poisoning them isn't a very effective means of killing them. Oh, look at that. We get to zap all 3 and doubles up the bottom one. The value. Oh. Did we kill one? Can't tell. But yeah, again. Oh, no, we didn't. Let's not get trapped between them. Again, our level 1 spell kind of kills death yaks. Well, it does if you're patient enough. Although, walking around with this HP is actually such a bad idea, considering we know that there's a fire dragon on the floor. We killed 1. Let's not let any more hit us. We don't want to drop any lower than this HP. So it begins. Oh, where's the doubles up? This might take a while actually. What can we do? Not much. I mean, we could acid them, but that's really just being impatient. There's no reason we can't just shock these guys. What if we try airstrike? It kind of hurts them. Yeah, okay. I was expecting it wouldn't really do much, but it kind of works. Kind of. The problem is that they're... Oh, there's a whole new one. Oh no, he's just healing. But yeah, they're healing almost as fast as we're doing damage to them. Well, we nearly got this one. Yes! Alright, round 2. Or round 3. Fight. Here's a water moccasin. Here's a couple of them. Just hit him with the whip. Did a bit of melee. Okay. Well, while the water moccasin's here, I feel like we may as well just zap both of them. Zzz, zzz. Centaur in a nutshell. At least when you do this with bows, you're much stronger, so you don't have to kite things for as long as this. What would also be really nice is if Sif gave us a book with some more high-powered conjuration spells in it, so we could more effectively just kill stuff like this when we have one strong enemy. I feel like we can finish him off with a zap. Need our magic back though. Yep, there we go. Okay, we did it. That was difficult. Zzz, zzz. Oh, there's a fire dragon. Okay, let's get our mana back before we fight him. Okay, so he's flying. So airstrike's really good. We've got our fire ring on, so we've got a point of RF. And if we just stay away from him, even if you didn't have RF, you could still do this by keeping him one tile at the edge of line of sight. It's kind of like when you fight Gastronaut usually. So if he slams you with a bolt of fire, then you just walk out of line of sight, and because he's slower than you, he won't catch you again. I'm not as scared because of the RF. Also, I want to make sure I hit the right guy rather than the Hydra. Bam. Let's just pick up some flesh. Alright, well I don't mind just walking back to the stair now that we've... I don't think this vault ever has multiple fire dragons. And let's put our magical power back on instead of fire. So we've got protection from cold again. For all these rhyme drakes that are about to appear. Zzz, zzz. That was identify. Let's do these potions. Resistance. Always a good one to have. When we have these yak packs like this, it makes me wish that I had trained Ogrebs. They're getting cleverer. We can fight the last one with our Elec Whip. There we go. Steam Dragon again. Although we do want to get the Hydra first. Whoops, accidentally gave it an opportunity to hit us there. Alright, let's just do it. backing up again. I wonder if a Steam Dragon Scales would be a worthwhile armor to use. Probably not, but maybe. So we're 10 and 9, 10 AC, 9 EV, 19 total. This is 7 and 11, which is 18 total. So no. Also, that looks really interesting. It looks like we're wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. So no. I mean, maybe if we wanted to go all in on the Steam Dragon Scales by enchanting it, could be worth it. But I don't know. I don't think we need to do that. Another Wand of Acid. Well, I'm going to turn it off in auto pickup. We've got 2 now. Probably we didn't need a second one, but we did. Again, I'm curious to know. Cursed 1 +1 robe of R poison. Okay. Goodbye, remove curse. Whoa. And what was in here? There's usually, yeah, there's always treasure. We can blink across with the blink spell. It might take us a few goes, but it'll work eventually. Nope. Otherwise, 6 potions of flight. I mean, do we really need all 6? Yes, we do. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, and another artifact armor, which I'm not going to test. Now watch, now that we're in here, we'll never be able to blink out. Okay, never mind. On to Lair 6. More Death Yaks. Let's definitely not get petrified while Death Yaks are here. If I stand on the stair like this, we can always go back up. Okay, so we're slowing down, let's go up. We need to get away from this stair. Okay, well the Basilisk came up. Interesting. So if that's the only one, we probably could go back down. No, it's not the only one. Never mind. Zzz. Zzz. And magic to 12. I wonder how much of that we should cast. Ah, we'll just go more. Surely we want to go Tornado, right? In which case we're going to need all the air magic we can get. Ah, right. I remember now. We took poison resistance off. Turns out spiny frogs really hurt. Let's put that back on instead of protection from cold. New scroll. I'd really love to find acquirement. Nope. Zzz. I think I have to make that sound every time. Zzz, zzz. Maybe not. We got a new gift. Yeah, that'll get old kind of quickly. Sif Mooner's disquisition on the hurtful snowflakes. It has Iron Shot, which is a nice conjuration. Otherwise, Flame Tongue's too low level, and Ice Form we're not really interested in turning into an unarmed melee guy. Is it worth learning Iron Shot? We're not going to be able to cast that for a long time. I want to say no, but maybe in the future we might use that, but certainly we're not going to for a very long time. And I like Shock so much. Such value for a level 1 spell. And you know what's so amazing about it? This is in the book, by the way, but you can shoot it through lightning spires. So we're slowing down. Let's just custom a Fiddick maybe. Not that I'm that afraid of him, but yeah, like, so the crocodile maybe. If there was anything else coming, I wanted them to get confused. Or the spiny frog. Not so good to have those guys wailing on you while you're petrified. But yeah, you can put a spire down and then you can shoot your shocks through it. You can do that all the way up to Zot. Bonus if you have Battle Sphere. We're done with this guy. Let's just give him the zzz. So yeah, if you get Battle Sphere and you use all these shocks like this, you do so much more damage. Are we gonna die to these guys? Hope not. Alright. Well, let's get off the top of the Black Mamba. Sorry, the Komodo Dragon. Let's not fight both at once. Let's, if we land next to the Komodo Dragon off a blink, we might die. How much damage can these guys do? Up to 20. So it's not likely to kill us in one. Can we confuse it? 50-50 chance. If we're going to do that, I'd rather just cast an Ice Blast, which it can't dodge. Let's call for heal wounds just to be safe. And then we'll Ice Blast it. Alright, there we go. And then we can kite the Komodo Dragon. Okay, so we got a bit cocky there by using Static Discharge on both the Komodo Dragon and the Black Mamba at the same time. Both those two monsters are scary enough on their own, let alone doing both at once, letting them melee. Okay, a large shield. I think I want to do that. So you only have to get it to 15 skill points to remove the penalty for a large shield. There aren't any spells that we're particularly training, so I feel like let's stop dodging. Let's check this large shield. What does it do to our spells? Not much. It makes blink 10% and Fiddick 13, but they'll drop really quickly as we learn more shield skill. So how about, let's turn air magic off for now. We'll get spellcasting to 10 and we'll train a bit of fighting and focus our shields. And then we'll just get that shield up to 15. So yeah, large shield in Lair for a mage. It's not something you see every day. Although maybe you're beginning to see that I really like shields on my mages. Because I used a large shield on my let's Mephitic him so he doesn't Zerk and then just kill us. But I used a large shield on my mummy as well. Mummy Necromancer. But it's especially valuable when it's you have the bonus to it, like our Centaur does. Wow. That Mephitic could have shot 3 of them. Instead the auto targeter picked 1. Okay. Let's get our mana back so we don't have to kite the Hydra for days. Electric eels. Immune to electricity, but not immune to airstrikes. What's in our Book of Air? Just swiftness. Okay, I don't think we need it anymore then. He was very strong. Good. That is the Lair acid blob. Oh my god. This is terrifying. So they're not technically supposed to be in Lair in the sense that they don't spawn. There are a couple of entrance vaults into the slime pits that can have them, but they're usually behind ruined doors. The reason you sometimes get acid blobs in Lair is because if you remember before when the basilisk walked upstairs, acid blobs can do the same out of the slime pits. So this is so scary. We don't have any protection from corrosion, so we need to run. Okay, what's our airstrike look like, just out of curiosity? Okay, because they're fast, aren't they? I shouldn't be doing anything with curiosity. They can run us down. Acid blob. Speed 12, so we're technically faster than them, but we can't get away. So as we run, we're potentially going to be taking a whole bunch of acid shots. We can try from up here. So our best spell, I guess, is Airstrike. It's really not that strong though, because they're resistant to poison and immune to acid. So there's no point phantom mirroring it either. And they have really high MR, so a Wand of Confusion is not going to work. Let's very slowly try an Airstrike. No, this is just like... Oh. No, there's like no way we're killing that. Let's just get out of here. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, our power's not... It's about halfway on Airstrike. Do we have Brilliance? No. So we can't even quaff Brilliance to get better. I feel like until we get a good Conjurations spell from Sif Muna that could potentially blow that up, that Lair 6 is just off limits for our character. So I guess we're heading to Orcish Mines. I'm curious, what's Orgrebs look like if we just cast it without training poison? Okay, just let me cast it. Oh my god. Okay, we'll wait a turn. Fine. Zzz, zzz. There we go. Because it would make Orc a lot easier if we had AoE that just killed everyone on the screen. 99%. Okay, it's not happening. Alright, well let's go into Orc. Is there anything on our shopping list? No. We have almost 1400 gold and nothing to buy. And I think in Orc, we'd much rather have protection from magic on than poison resistance, because we're worried about being paralyzed by Orc sorcerers. Can we just kill everyone with static discharge? Apparently. Yeah, apparently. Kind of works. Game has gone very laggy. Alright. So I guess that's our play in here for when we have lots of orcs, just static discharge things. Oh, bookstore. That's amazing. Okay, let's see. A Book of Callings has Summon Lightning Spire in it, which would be extremely good for our character. A Book of Power, which has, we're talking about high level conjurations, that's got our Orb of Destruction in it. It also has Battle Sphere, which would be amazing, actually, with our shock spam that we're doing. Book of Frost, not so great. A Grand Grimoire is an interesting way. I'm going to mark that because Summon or Malign Gateway is a very useful spell in Extended. Well, it's useful everywhere, but it's, I think, particularly good in Extended. So that might be one way that we might take on our Extended runes. This has regen in it, which is pretty good, but I don't know that I want to pay 1,000 gold for regen when Sif Muna will eventually give it to us. There's regen that's even cheaper. Book of Beasts. Some more summoning stuff if we wanted to go that way. Book of Burglary has Passage in it, which is a really good spell to have. So I'm going to mark that too. Again, I don't know that I want to spend 1,000 gold just to get Passage when Civ Moon will give it to us again. And this is a Book of Conjurations. Although I think if we just have the Book of Power and we have a Battle Sphere, then we're not going to be lacking in power. So, and I know you all love Summon Lightning Spire so much, but I think we probably don't need it. We'll see how we go. But if we get the Book of Power, we'll pick that up now. We'll save the rest of our gold for the moment because we don't know what other shops we're going to see. And we're going to go Battle Sphere. No, not that one. Which is going to require us to... we'll turn our spellcasting off at 10. And then we'll focus our charms and our conjurations. We'll turn fighting off as well at 12. So we'll just get shields, charms, conjurations, and that will get that spell castable. Okay. Well, I think I'd rather have a macro for summoning Battle Sphere than I would for Airstrike. Airstrike we don't use that often. Well, we certainly will use it less anyway. So, I keep forgetting. Battle Sphere's on C? Yep. Okay, cool. So that's an amazing find. And then that lets us head towards Orb of Destruction, which is really good as well. Let's not take... I'm not really that afraid of two-headed ogres now. Especially when we can give him the zip zap. We're trying to pick up flesh. Because we're now carrying the Book of Power. Let's drop a Dagger of Holy Wrath, a Trident of Flaming, and an Iridescent Hand Axe. I feel like those things we're not going to be using for a while. On account of us not having any identify scrolls. And preferring to identify other things first. Okay, good. I really just wanted to make sure that we got the Sorcerer. He's by far the scarier one there. Yeah. Okay. Because he can summon demons as well as paralyze us. Good. Spellcasting to 10, so we turn that off. Let's focus charms and conjurations. Because Battle Sphere with our shock spam will give us such an increase in our power. We'll be like the old conjurer. Back when Battle Sphere was in the Conjurer starting book. Feels bad. Such a weak background now. Well, it's kind of painful to play without Battle Sphere. You can still do it. But yeah, when you're relying on Force Lance and IMB to kill stuff, it's just so painful. Zzz. Can do it sometimes. Just don't want to make the sound every time. Okay, it doesn't want to cast the spell. Oh, there we go. Because it can't see something, even though we can detect a monster right next to us. Okay. That's Wormbane. That is my favorite weapon in the game. It's so good. It's for defenses especially. Like, so you're getting R poison, you're getting RF, RC, AC plus 3, and then you get to have a plus, eventually a plus 18 lance. I feel like we're gonna want that. Even if only for the resistances. Because look at that. RF and RC and R poison and AC. It's so good. An artifact Ice Dragon Scales is interesting Costs 2,000 gold though. It's quite expensive. But what was the other thing in there? Oh, the first thing that caught my eye was the whip with 2 points of RF, but Wormbane is way better than that. But yeah, maybe if we put those together, so we had Wormbane for the RF, then we could wear an Ice Dragon Scales. Because if that's like a... that's a +9 Ice Dragon Scales, and maybe it could have all sorts of things on it. That would be really, really strong for us to use. Another bookstore? Or is that the same one? I think that's a new one. Is it? Alright, our auto pickup went off, that's why we didn't go in. Because of the invis thing. Okay, so we should check it now. Yeah, okay. Book of the Dragon. No. Well, there's the Book of Tempest, so that guarantees our Tornado, which is also good to know. And then we've got Book of Cantrips has Appetition in it, another really good spell. Although again, we're not in a hurry for it, and Sif will give it to us. The thing about Sif is if you're patient enough, she will eventually gift you every spell in the game. So as long as you're not in any particular hurry, you can wait. Okay, it might take us a little while to get Battlesphere actually. That's okay. We still got to do Orc and then the dungeon. If we've got it running by the time we go do our Lair Rune branches, we'll be in a significantly stronger place. Zzz. Speaking of which, do we just buy Wormbane? I think we do. I think we just buy it now. We don't worry about those other spellbooks for the moment. We say that once we get our Battlesphere up, we'll be really strong for the moment and for quite a while. So I think we just grab Wormbane. We get all the sweet resistances out of it. Yes. I love this weapon. It's so good as a weapon too. It only requires 12 skill. It hits really fast, so 0.5 delay. It's a polearm, so it's got reaching, and you can get it up to +18. I mean, I know we said mages aren't allowed to melee stuff, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe not for a long while anyway. We certainly want to focus on getting our spells up rather than doing anything with Wormbane. But once we get to extended game and we've got heaps of experience to throw around, I think it'd be a bit crazy not to train at least a little bit. Alright. Okay, we're not up to fighting yet. In terms of stuff here, there's more wizardry which we don't really need. This artifact amulet has spirit, which is not good. Also it gives -int, and our poison we don't need anymore. Speaking of which, I guess we drop this poison resistance ring. And probably we could drop the Ring of Fire. Are we ever going to need 2 points of it anytime soon? Probably not. Okay. Alright. This is exciting. So I was just saying about how we had all this gold and nothing to spend it on. And then here we are. We're out of gold and we wish we had way more so we could afford the artifact Ice Dragon Scales, which is going to be a while off. Alright, let's not take large rocks for no especially good reason. We can hit him with the... oh, that's Airstrike. Right, that's Poison Vapors. And we'll hit him again. Okay, good, he went down. Let's just go up and heal. I think Wormbane is one of the strongest artifacts in the game. For a plus 18 polearm that only requires 12 skill and swings at 0.5, and then gives you all these resistances, plus bonus damage against dragons. It's so good. If you don't know how it works, the way that you level it up is when you get killing blows on dragons, it gets stronger. And the dragon that you're killing has to have a hit dice higher than its current enchantment. So in order to get the higher enchantments, you've got to kill the higher level dragons. So until we start seeing things like gold dragons and stuff like that, it's probably not going to get up to plus 18 anyway. Keep checking our battle sphere. It seems like it's pretty slow going. Another armor shop. I would love to get a Centaur barding. We definitely haven't seen one, right? No. Oh, it was a mimic shop. I hate that. Alright. There's no particularly good reason to fight all that stuff in the open and just let the high orc priests get us for no reason. Also, I don't really want to get Necrosect. We don't have potions of mutation, so I think we just run away. I feel like it's not working. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it didn't get us. Okay. Evasive action. Oh, cool. We get a double zap off on that guy. Let's Mephitic them again. Failed it. Okay. And get away from the sorcerer. Oh, that hurt. Okay, that Orc Knight has a crossbow, so we got to get away from him. We don't want to just randomly die to crossbow bolts. I mean, we've got a large shield and 21 points of shield, so we'd have to get pretty unlucky to actually die to it, but still. No point messing around with it. Let's just go back up and heal. There's a new Orc Knight up here. I wonder how audible my grumbling stomach is. I have not eaten for a while. It's about time to make dinner. Charms to 2, got a new book. This has, well there you go, there's the passage we're talking about, and there's Control Blink, which, I mean, is not something you're going to use for a long time, because it's a level 8 translocation spell, but certainly lets learn passage. It's at 70%, so we'd have to train more translocations for it, but I think that's something we will want to do. I'd rather do, what's that thing called, Battlesphere first, but after that, I think getting passage going would be probably a good way to do it. This is the Sif, the difference in playing Sif v Vehement, because Vehement's just going to give you destructive spells, whereas Sif can give you the possibility to go in all sorts of different utility directions if your heart so desires. Zzz, zzz. Okay, he is the guy with the crossbow, so we want to Mephitic him. He has a shiny plate armor and he's immune to poison. Oh man, well he's resistant to it. What a boss. Okay, fortunately his reflection hurts him really badly, because we've got pretty good shield skill and I really wish this high priest would just die. I don't want to mess around anymore. We're running out of mana. His percent chance to paralyze us is only 16%, so it's not amazing. But again, I'd just rather not risk it. So we'll go up and heal. Will we? We need to eat something. Alright, come on, troll. Can Mephitic him? Oops. Like that. Did not work. I don't mind taking him up on his own. Oh, yeah, okay, good. That was maybe pushing it a bit. If we got paralyzed there, even though it's unlikely, I mean, it can always happen. We might have been in trouble. More int. Always more int. Same thing. We got two of them. Try to keep them mephitic. Ignite poison would be really useful. Let's not, again, just randomly die to these guys. Alright, we're dying. Time to go upstairs. At this point, a 16% paralysis would probably kill us. Okay, there's a bee and orc. Interesting. They're vulnerable to airstrike, of course. Ow. Oh, we just go upstairs. We're pushing it again. I mean, 16% is not impossible, as we are now showing. Okay, so we can move again. So let's go upstairs. That's step one. Now let's just get away from them. So cast Blink. And just run away and heal. So yeah, there's a paralysis. It can happen. 16%. It's more likely than you think. Unless you're trying to cast spells, because then you fail much more often than you expect. Alright. I feel like that's probably most of our vault. We've killed a lot of high priests and sorcerers. No, we're still going with Orc Knights. No, even more. There we go, okay. So this stuff, nothing I'm in a huge hurry to get. Okay. That is an amulet that has -2 int, but it has 3 points of RF. I'm just going to mark it to remember. That's something that could potentially be useful. And a +2 ring of protection is not that exciting. Also +2 slaying, we're not really after that. Okay, more MR. Something I maybe should have done is put on the second ring of protection from magic, and then we definitely wouldn't have been paralyzed. Okay, these rings are not very exciting. +4 evasion is okay, but not really a big deal. We have... Probably not going to use any of those. Book of Power again. I think this is more expensive than what we paid for though. Book of Air. Oh, right, we started with that. Book of Misfortune. No. Okay, I don't think, no, there's nothing there that we hadn't already found that we're really after. Oh, there's no way you cannot hear my stomach. Alright, well that's our orc done. So it's been an hour. I think we're going to wrap that one up there. So the thing we're going to do now is, or we're going to do next, not now, you have to tune in for the next episode, but we're next going to finish off our dungeon. We only made it up to D9. No, that's not true. We went to D11 and even D12. Yeah, I'm just completely lying to you. because we found the lab on D12. Okay, so we're going to do the rest of the dungeon, and then hopefully by then we'll have Battlesphere going, and we'll go and get our runes. See you then.